Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're tackling, well, a bit of an unusual source text.
Yeah, a collection of administrative dictionaries, essentially glossaries of organizational terms.
And our mission, as always, is to dig deep and pull out those surprisingly specific, sometimes kind of weird rules that govern how things actually work. Actionable insights hidden in definitions.
It's fascinating stuff. You see how bureaucracy tries to pin down reality, often because something went wrong before, like someone misused equipment.
Okay, perfect example to start with then.
Right.
Let's talk about this role. The Machinery and Equipment Hatting Officer. The MIHO.
The MIHO, right.
I mean, it sounds a bit much, doesn't it? A whole officer just for making sure people know how to use a machine seems like overkill.
Well, yes and no. The source material is really clear on why. It's not just about safety. It's hardcore cost prevention.
The money angle.
Exactly. The ML's primary duty is, and I quote, hatting personnel on the proper use of machinery.
Hatting? Like putting a hat on them. Metaphorically, I assume.
Metaphorically, yes. It means ensuring they're properly trained, that they wear the hat of competence for that specific machine.
Okay.
And the justification. It prevents thousands of dollars in repair costs and production hours lost. And this is key. It's lost because of unhatted operators.
Unhatted operators. That phrase itself is doing a lot of work there, isn't it?
It really is. It frames the problem specifically. It's not the machine broke. It's the operator wasn't trained.
So it shifts blame, or maybe just clarifies responsibility.
Clarifies responsibility, I'd say. It makes it a fixable training issue, not some random mechanical failure. It gives clarity.
Okay, let's carry that idea of clarity over to communication. The sources make a really stark distinction between official publications and things they just call magazines.
Oh yeah, this is quite pointed. Magazines are defined very strictly as advertising pieces.
Advertising. Even internal company magazines?
According to this definition, yes.
Yeah.
They might review or discuss important things like new policies or books, but crucially, they don't contain the full item itself.
Got it. So they're teasers, basically.
Pretty much. And this leads to a really interesting, almost cynical observation in the text. People do not respect things issued in magazines. They respect the same things in books.
Wow. So the medium is the message, quite literally in this view. Credibility comes from the format.
That's what's being stated here. If you want authority, use a book or a formal policy letter. A magazine is just fluff.
Less respect, less weight. Okay. But what about speed? Sometimes you need info out fast.
That's where the standard message comes in. And this is engineered for pure efficiency.
Right. The rules here are super specific. One subject per message. That's it.
Unless it's a report, yes. But standard messages.
Yeah.
One topic. And you absolutely must include the reason why the message is needed. No, just because.
Adds context, prevents confusion, maybe?
Exactly. And the physical structure is part of this efficiency drive, too. You need enough blank space on the page.
Yeah, I saw that. Like half the page sometimes. Why?
So the recipient can answer directly on the same sheet.
So it forces the reply immediately. Cuts out routing new documents back and forth.
Precisely. It builds the two-way communication cycle right into the paper itself. No delay. Get it done.
That's actually pretty clever, very process-oriented.
It all ties back to making this system work smoothly. Which brings us to management itself. We've talked process, but what about the people in charge? How does this glossary define a good manager?
This definition really struck me. Management, good. You expect something complex, right? Flowcharts, KPIs.
Yeah, all the usual buzzwords.
But the definition, it's simply caring what goes on. That's the essence.
Caring. It's almost profound in its simplicity, isn't it?
It really is. And you see that core idea reflected maybe in the different styles they outline, like management, Caesar.
Right, Caesar management. Pretty descriptive name.
Yeah.
Absolute authority. All centralized in one person at the top. The buck stops there, period.
Very top down. But then they contrast it with management, multiple.
Yeah, multiple management. This is more collaborative. Top management actually brings in employee reps from different levels.
To help shape policy.
Exactly, to assist in policy formulation. And the source explicitly notes this can boost cooperation, efficiency, and profits.
So different structures, but maybe both need that core of caring what goes on to actually work.
You'd think so. And that need for clarity, for things working properly, shows up again in maintenance actions.
Okay, what's the key insight there?
It's about separating types of work. Successful operations, it says keep on going, continuing actions, this maintenance separate from one-off things like repairs or renovations.
Why? Seems like just semantics.
because they require different units of time for planning and budgeting. Mixing them up obscures what's really happening, how resources are being used. It muddies the water. You need clarity.
Clarity again. It keeps coming back to that.
Mhm.
From the MEHO ensuring operators are hatted to the structure of a message to separating maintenance from repairs.
It's all about making the organizational machinery run smoothly, oiling the gears.
And speaking of oiling gears, the source actually uses that phrase when defining good manners. It says they were developed to oil the machinery of human relationships.
That's a great connection. And it defines good manners with two very specific, actionable components.
Right. First, granting importance to the other person.
Crucial. Acknowledging their value.
And second, using the two-way communication cycle, making sure the loop is closed.
The same cycle built into that message format.
Exactly. It all ties together. So we've gone through specific roles, communication rules, management styles, but maybe the final thought for you, the listener, is this.
How many problems, how many friction points, these unhatted situations or communication failures?
Yeah, how many could be smoothed out or even prevented entirely if everyone just consistently applied those two elements of good manners? Grant importance and close the communication loop.
Something to definitely think about until our next deep dive.